Right, good morning, one and all. Welcome to another late Friday Waffle. It's becoming a bit of a habit, this, isn't it? Damn me having a social life, eh? What's that all about? Yeah, it's Saturday, the 14th of December, and it is possibly about the worst weather you could ever hope to get. It's like sleet, it's horrible, it's dark. So it's definitely a day to sit in and watch YouTube and play video games. So how are you all? I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad it's the weekend. Another quick week at work. Definitely starting to find my feet with the job, and then I'm starting to quite enjoy it now. It's got its challenges as any job would have, but no, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, this week what was I doing? I was at the computer club on Tuesday, and it was our Christmas, not our Christmas special. It was our Christmas club night thing, and as is tradition, we had we have a buffet, and we all basically agreed to take along something, and we had sausage rolls. Now that was the most sensible thing that we had. I took along 4 bottles of juice, 2 big massive packets of crisps, there was donuts, 2 types of donuts, there were fudge brownies, there were little Swiss rolls, there was it celebrations I think it was. I literally stuffed my face, and the following day I actually felt quite ill. I don't know how many thousand calories I took in, but no, it was good, really good. Wasn't a massive turnout, but you know our club is quite small and intimate, you know, and it's always good fun. So that was that. That was Tuesday. Last night, the reason I didn't do the waffle last night was because I did a thing that I've not done for a long time, and that was go out with a mate to a pub. So I was out with my mate Tommy. We had a nice dinner. We both had sirloin steak with chips, peppercorn sauce and peas, and we also had buffalo wings to start off with. So that was lovely, and I think I had 4 or 5 pints, which, you know, it's probably about 10 years ago I had a hangover with that, but as I've gotten older I seem to have a better tolerance to alcohol, even though I don't really drink alcohol much, so don't know what that's about. So that was last night, and I says, yeah, I'm heading through to Glasgow shortly, so I thought I'll take the opportunity to get the Friday Waffle done and get it put out. So that's been that. How's your Christmas planning going? I've been ordering bits and pieces. I don't go over the top. I mean, me and my sort of family, I've got quite a small family, we all agree not to go over the top. So we have a kind of £10 limit, you know, for everybody, and it's because here's the thing, when you get to a certain age, if you want something, you go and buy it. You know, you don't. When you're a kid, you had to wait on your mum and dad buying toys, whatever. But when you get to an adult point of view, if you've got a job, then generally you can, if you want to buy something, you'll go and buy it. So that's why we thought there's no point in people having to worry about, you know, spending a fortune on people at Christmas time. I mean, I do give my daughter, she gets obviously a bit more, which is fine because she's only 15. But yeah, I've kind of got most of my shopping done. I'll probably go up to the shopping centre on Christmas Eve or Saturday. Next Saturday's at the 21st, I think it is, and get other bits and pieces. So that is that. Nothing else. Gaming wise, I've not played. Have I played anything? I haven't. I have been going a bit daft on the purchasing front. First thing I bought, which is extremely dull, I got myself a new Commodore 64 Power Pack. Now, it's not like a new second-hand one, it's an actual new one. Now, I didn't realise that apparently the original brick Power Pack, the one that's basically encased in molten plastic, whatever, apparently it has got a habit of, sending out too high a voltage or something, and it basically fries some of the chips on the C64, and so it's not a good idea to use a power pack, because thing is, here's the thing, the C64, the power packs, etc., they're all getting, nobody's making new, identical, C64s anymore, so you've got to try and, you've got, excuse me, I've just had the worst heartburn there. Yeah, you've got to try and safeguard what you've got. So this power pack that I've got, it came from Poland. It was 30 quid, but you know what? To me, it's worth it. If it means that I'm not going to blow up my C64. I mean, I've got two Commodore 64s. I've got the original bread bin one, which I don't actually use. I've kind of kept that as a special one. It's in my cupboard. I've got the 64C, which I kind of use for my kind of daily C64 gaming shenanigans. So yeah, bought the power pack. I was given some Amazon vouchers a while back, and I happened to see on YouTube a review of this so-called wonder. In fact, let's go and get it. I'm not going to open it up. Well, you know what? I will do a proper thing. It's this thing here. You see that? It's called the RG3500. Let's just open it up. I've not even looked at it. Now, I saw a few videos by various people, and they were basically saying what a great little machine this is. So here it is here. It was 60 quid. Now, hopefully you can see that okay. It looks really, really nice. It's got a nice feel to it. The only thing is, you can see there, these buttons are fine, but trying to reach to these ones, the ones in the middle, you end up going to be pressing two. It's got the two little analog knobs. Let's switch it on. I've never even tried it. Is it going to work? I assume you have to hold it in maybe. There we go. There we are. So yeah, it feels quite nice. I've got to say, I do like the colour of it. Right, listen, I'm not going to show it anymore. I'm going to do a wee Main Meister's look at this thing. I've already done the unboxing, so there's no need for that. I'm not a fan of unboxing videos, I must admit. But yeah, and I noticed Steve Benway did a review of it, and he also did a showing off all the emulators on it. I've not watched all his Steve's videos yet in it, but I'm going to do that. So yeah, I got that. That was 60 quid. Bought that. I also I'm a member of, it's a Facebook page which my mate Chris Panther UK kindly invited me into. And by the way, yeah, that's my microphone that I use when I'm doing my videos. Which you've probably guessed. What was I talking about? Yeah, so in this Facebook page, it's basically a group of grumpy old gits who are kinda got a passion for video gaming. And one of the guys put up a post. He says that he was selling his, I don't even know what it's called. It's basically a Spectrum laptop. It's got the Spectrum keyboard and it's got the laptop screen. So this guy was selling it for 100 quid. And I'd seen one because the guy that actually makes these, I think they're called, it's not an original Spectrum, is it the Onyx or something? Something like that, it begins with O. It's a recreated Spectrum, so it's not an original Spectrum, but it's 100% compatible, I believe. It's got 128K. It's got the rubber keyed keyboard, just, the 48K keyboard. And it's got this screen built in. And the guy that actually makes these lives in Glasgow, and he actually came to our computer club maybe a year ago, I think it was. And I've got to say, it's impressive. It really is impressive, and I like the idea of having a Spectrum laptop because I think I would use it. I really do, because playing emulators and and things like that, it's fine, but you're not going to sit and play that for hours on end. But I quite like the idea of a Spectrum laptop. So I noticed a few people had said they wanted to buy it, and I thought, I'm too late. But then I read down the comments, and nobody had actually offered the guy. They'd said they would like it, but they couldn't afford it, because of Christmas. And then one guy said, "Oh, I'll give you £20 deposit, and I'll pay you the rest." So I just went in, I says, got the money here, if it's still for sale, and he went, deal. So that's it. So bought that, I've not got it yet. I think the guy's going to, Darren, his name is, Darren's going to post it, I think today, and I should probably get it on Monday. Well, it'll be Tuesday, because by the time I get back from work, it'll have, the post would have arrived, and they'll have taken it back to the post and sorting office place. So I've got that to look forward to. And again, this is down to Chris, Panther UK, it's his fault. When I was doing the live stream last Sunday, they were talking about this C64. Now, it's not the Commodore 64, it's called the C64, and it's basically the recreated Commodore 64. You've all heard of the Commodore 64 Mini. Well, it's by the same bunch of people. I think it was a Kickstarter actually. Same bunch of people, but it's a full-size working keyboard. Now, I've heard mixed comments about the keyboard. Apparently, some people are getting awful upset that the caps lock doesn't click. It was a very, very clicky key on the Commodore 64, and some people are getting very upset that this doesn't click. I think the general consensus is it's a good machine. So I suppose it's effectively a Raspberry Pi type thing inside a Commodore 64 keyboard. The problem with the Mini C64, as good as it was for emulation, there was two things that I didn't like about it. One was the interface, or not so much the interface. One was the fact that there was no keyboard. So, playing certain games just didn't really work. Try playing a text adventure using a joystick as a keyboard. So there was that, and the big other thing was... The big other thing? Yeah, that makes sense. The big other thing was the crappy joystick. It had, in Lon Boy's post in 1975, he described it perfectly, saying how there is absolutely no play in the joystick at all. A joystick's got to have a bit of movement, left, right, up and down, so that you know if you're actually moving it. And the joystick that comes with the 64 Mini had none of that. It was also quite cheap, it felt plasticky, and there was reports of some people breaking theirs. You'd have to really force it quite a lot to break it. But so the C64 Mini, it was nice, but it had its flaws. But hopefully this full-size, this 64, is going to address these issues. So I decided, they were talking about it on my live stream, and I went, when does it come out? And they're like, it comes out next Thursday, which was 2 days ago. And I went, how much is it? And it was £109. I think you can get it a bit cheaper. I think Ox was talking about it as well, actually. I think you could get it a wee bit cheaper if you pre-ordered it. So I thought, hell, why not? So I went on to Amazon, in stock, excellent. It'll arrive yesterday. So I placed the order on Sunday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then yesterday, or was it Thursday? I can't remember what day it was. I think it was Thursday. It suddenly came up. It was saying getting delivered, the 13th, Friday the 13th. And then suddenly on the Thursday, the day before, it changes to December the 21st. And I'm like, what? How can it be getting delivered the next day, and then that day, the day before, it suddenly changes to the 21st? So then I got an email from Amazon saying that they regret to inform me that due to popularity, the C64 would not be, they'd ran out of stock. Now that is one thing that really annoys me. Yeah, it's a first world problem, and the scale of problems is nothing at all, but companies should not advertise things as being in stock if they don't have them. They should guarantee that they when they put a thing out saying it's in stock, they should guarantee that that is in stock and ready for shipping. So I was annoyed because, to be honest with you, I was really looking forward to getting it yesterday or Thursday, whatever day it was. And then the day before, you're not going to get it for another 2 weeks, whatever. Now I know 2 weeks isn't long, but when you're expecting something the next day, and then suddenly, you're not going to get it for 2 weeks, I was disappointed. So I mentioned to Chris, and I think he's got his, but he's not getting his until Christmas. It's from his wife. and he said, why don't you try Game? So I went on to Game, and lo and behold, they had them in stock, apparently, just like Amazon. Uh, so it's apparently getting shipped, and I'm going to get it today. But I'm going out. So what I've done is I've got it. I think it's Collect Plus they use. I've got it going to the local petrol station round the corner for me. So it means I can go in, and if it does come in today, hopefully it means I can go and pick it up tomorrow morning. So yeah, I have been going a bit mental on the buying front, but that's the thing with me. I kind of take flourishes. I'll go for months and buy nothing. I mean, I also bought my big TV as well, but you know what, 300 quid for a 55-inch TV, not to be sniffed at. But yeah, I tend to do that. I don't spend money on myself. I don't buy anything, and then every now and again I'll have this little flurry of things that come out that make me want to buy them. So that was my kind of my wee moan. Yeah, companies should not advertise things as being in stock unless they know they have got them in stock. So naughty, naughty, naughty Amazon. But fair enough, it's easy to cancel it. Cancelled my pre-order or my order, and you know, I'll get the money back again. So what was the other thing? There's only other kind of gaming related thing I was going to mention. Where is it? Let's have a quick look. One of my mates sent me a link. It was, what was it called? Oh, where is it? Basically, it's a preview of, I can't find it. It's a preview of the new Xbox. Yeah, there it's there. I don't want to play the video. It's the Xbox Series X, the world premiere 4K trailer. Introducing the new Xbox Series X Power, coming holiday 2020. Now, I watched the trailer, and yeah, it's very impressive. It's all CGI. Now, I'm assuming the graphics are in-game graphics as opposed to CGI, because you know, you could get stunning looking CGI in a PlayStation, but it doesn't mean it can actually do that. So I assume the graphics that they're showcasing in this thing are, you know, in-game graphics. But you know, the overwhelming thought after watching it was like, really? It's just the same. It's the same games they put out time and time and time again. You know, I made a comment on the sort of Facebook thing saying, it looks nice and shiny, you know, graphics are incredible, they're photorealistic, whatever, but it's the same game. It's basically, it's Doom, it's Halo, just with better graphics. You know, I really wish that some developers would decide, right, enough of this first person or third person shoot 'em ups, whatever you want to call it, FIFAs. Let's do something radical. Let's come up with some brand new game concept. Now, I know Peter Molyneux is generally he's not got a good press in, you know, online anymore, because, and that's, to be fair, it's probably he brought it on himself. Peter Molyneux was one of these guys. He was so enthusiastic about his games. I mean, he developed Populous. Oh, what else? Black and White, which was a bit disappointing. There was numerous games that he came out with, and some of them were really radical. I mean, Populous, you can't fault Populous. It was a great game, you know, and it spawned that whole kind of real-time strategy where you control, you know, you play a kind of god type thing. That was really, really good, and then Populous 2 was even better. But where Peter Molyneux really shot himself in the foot was he would make these boasts about games, about their artificial intelligence and what it was going to do. I mean, I always remember seeing it was for the, was it the PlayStation? No, it was for the original Xbox 360, and I think it was Lion Studios. They were going to bring out this game where you control this little boy, and like the AI was going to be incredible, and it was going to use the Kinect, which was a complete and utter flop. Other than Kinect Sports, I don't think there was a single game that came out for it. And ultimately, I don't think it even came out, did it? I don't think it did. And then I think where Peter Molyneux is the final nail in his coffin, so to speak, was when he put out a Kickstarter for some game. I can't remember what it was. It was another kind of God type game thing, and he categorically said that there would be no in-app purchases or coins to buy, anything like that. Everything would be within the game. You pay a price, you get to play the game the way it is. And the game was released and it turned out to be a pile of lies. You had to buy coins, you had to in-game purchases and all this kind of nonsense. So he got absolutely hammered online for that, and to be fair, he did deserve it, I think, you know. But I watched, and then after that he made a statement to say that he basically he wouldn't have an online presence anymore because he realises that he's disappointed people making these wild claims about what his game's going to contain. But I watched there was quite a good interview with him. I can't remember who it was that I saw recently, and it was like a couple of guys went to Peter Molyneux's house and they interviewed him and they showed him, they took along all the boxes of the games that he'd made. And you know what, he said that he realised that he made a complete cock up. He did realise that it was his own fault. He says he genuinely gets so enthusiastic about a project and he genuinely means what he says. He wants it to do this and he wants it to do that. But he says things without fully realising whether he can do it or not. And he said he knows that he'd done that and that he wouldn't do that again. And he did come across as a nice guy. But anyway, I'm going way off track. The point is, Peter Molyneux, love him or hate him, he would come up with ideas that nobody had ever done. He was willing to take chances, and people should not be flamed for that, you know, because now we've just got into a situation where every game is the same. It's a first person shooter. You pick up weapons, you shoot stuff. It's the same games, and yeah, as nice as this new Xbox X, whatever the hell it's called, is going to be, and I dare say the PlayStation 5 is going to be the same. It's effectively the same games that we're playing, but just better graphics. And you know, the comment I made on Facebook is I'm actually looking more forward to getting my portable Spectrum than I am to get, you know, the Xbox X. Will I buy one? Probably. Yeah, I probably will buy one, and hope that somebody does come out with something really radical. I don't know. So yeah, I'm a wee bit underwhelmed. Not so much with technology, I'm underwhelmed with the games that people are putting out. I wish people would take a chance. I do understand now why they don't do it, because there's too much of a risk with, you know, there's too much of a risk with the money that they need to invest in a game, and then it doesn't come to fruition, or it comes out and it bombs. I mean, the games now must run into millions of pounds for you know, budgets. So yeah, I'm not overly looking forward to the next generation. Like I said, I probably will get them, you know, because that's what I do. But hopefully some developers will decide to harness this power and make a game that's worth playing. It says it all when the game that I probably play most on my PS4 are the Jeff Minter games. Simple shoot 'em ups. That says it all, you know what I mean? But that says more about me than about the actual system. Right, what I'm going to do, I have been prattling long enough. I'm going to jump in and see if we have any questions. I've not had much a chance to look at YouTube at all this week, so I'm hoping we'll have a few questions. Let me just jump in my videos. Friday Waffle, 712, there we go. Screw about with what used to be a winning formula. Yeah, whatever, Alan. Screwing about. What the hell was I talking about? Screwing about with a winning formula? Right, okay, I've not looked at these at all. There seems to be a few questions, which is nice. I'll even read that. Right, Ian Hunter, hi Alan, a question for the Waffle. My daughter recently presented me with a really unloved Sega Mega Drive. The thing is so bad it is currently taking up space in the garden shed. Ah, bless it. My question is, have you ever restored a knackered old system back to life? without losing your eyebrows. Yeah, Ian apparently frazzled his eyebrows when he was it a Vic 20, I think it was, Ian? You were, was it a soldering iron or something? Honest answer, Ian, no, because I am completely inept at any sort of DIY stuff at all. So yeah, I simply wouldn't have the knowledge to do that. The only kind of thing I could do would be to clean up a console, but you know, a damp cloth. I mean, when I've bought stuff in the past, I've had stuff in the past that's been like stinks of smoke or it's dirty, and I've given it a good clean, but I've never like recapped anything. I don't even. I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't have a clue where to start. I don't think I've fixed. I don't think the only thing I've done, the most technical thing I've done, is I've swapped a keyboard on a Commodore 64, and I've also swapped a keyboard and a Spectrum, which I was quite proud of. But that's about the extent of my technical wizardry. But you absolutely need to get that Mega Drive, give it a good clean, make sure it's working, and then get yourself an EverDrive, Ian, and you will have hours and hours of fun. Ox Parallel Lines, that was the first LP I ever bought. Yeah, I picked up some vinyl last week. Probably paid a bit too much for it, but hey ho. What's that? Lemon Apples. Good to see someone else using their SNES Mini. I've been using my Wii Classic controller with the SNES Mini. Alright, nice. I didn't realise you could do that actually. Unfortunately, you can't use analog sticks, only the D-pad. What are your thoughts on using an analog stick on classic games? Call me crazy, but I'll take an analog stick over a D-pad, even for classic 2D games. Firstly, yeah, I love my SNES Mini. I make no secret about it. I think it's a great little machine. It's a great way for people to experience SNES games without having to fanny about with RF inputs or SCART cables or having to buy the expensive games. SNES Mini for the one, definitely. I'm exactly the same as you, Lemon. I use the analog stick. Most of my gameplay when I'm doing videos, I use an Xbox 360 controller, and I prefer the analog stick, pardon me, rather than a D-pad, because a D-pad is fine for a SNES game because games were developed for a D-pad, but Commodore 64 games or Spectrum games, I'm not a fan of D-pad. I would not use it. I'll always use the analog stick, definitely. So thank you, Lemon Apples, for the question. Milfy Swinbuckle, hello again, Mainmeister. Quick question for the next waffle. I've been watching a debate about Christmas C64 versus ZX Spectrum. In the debate, Jeff Minter states he dislikes isometric games. Not a big fan myself, though I did enjoy Spin Dizzy. So my question to you is, are there any classic style of old games that you didn't particularly like, or perhaps would have enjoyed a game if it had been made in a different way? Yeah, I'm afraid I'm with Jeff as well. I'm not a fan of isometric games. That's probably in large due to the fact that I was a C64 owner and our machine was basically pants at doing any 3D stuff. You know, it couldn't do Night Lord. It could, because Night Lord has since been written for the C64 and it's fantastic. But back in the day, they didn't have the knowledge or the expertise to do that. So isometric games in the C64. I think the only one I had, what the hell was it called? It was a robot game. I can't remember the name of it. Was it Steve Wahid programmed it, and it had speech in it, but it was very, very basic. And then you had they had Fairlight came out for it, but it was so slow. It was just ridiculously slow. Head Over Heels came out, but I think I'd moved on to the 16-bit machines by that point. What was the other game that... Well, Spin Dizzy. There wasn't really any movement in that other than the little thing that you control, so that worked fine in the C64, but that was just a savagely difficult game. But yeah, you're asking about games that I didn't like. I wasn't a fan of isometric games. I wasn't a fan of Dizzy games. I think it's just because of my age, I always felt that Dizzy was like a child's game, which I know is probably not the case. Wasn't a fan of that. I loved platform games. I loved sports games. Loved joystick wagglers. I wasn't a fan of any. I wasn't a fan of, what do you call it, TV or film tie-ins. Like, see all the big blockbuster games that Ocean put out. Robocop, Highlander, The Untouchables, Batman. I wasn't a fan of these games because they were basically just little mini games. And I don't know. I think unless you were a massive fan of the film, I didn't really get it. And I mean, I tried them a few times, but I didn't enjoy them. I prefer my games more simple, you know, a shoot 'em up, an arcade style game. So I wasn't a fan of movie tie-ins. Definitely wasn't a fan of text adventures or even stuff like Attic Attack. Well, no, I did like Attic Attack. That's the one game I did like, but it never came out for the C64. Has it ever been released in the C64? Has somebody ever ported it? I don't know if it has. Love it in the Spectrum, but stuff like Underworld and what was the other game? Saber Wolf. Nah. In fact, I wasn't a big fan of Ultimate. I mean, they were the company on the Spectrum. And like I said, because I didn't have a Spectrum, I had no real interest in them. But yeah, and I mean, I liked sports games, like I said, driving games, but yeah, adventure games and isometric games, wasn't a fan of at all. But thank you for the question, Squire. And me old mucker Panther UK, great waffle, mate. We can see how much you genuinely care. All the best to Stephen too. Yeah, but just before I forget, Stephen, I hope you're watching this, mate. I'm sure you will watch it at some point. Just to say, we're all thinking about you, buddy. We really are. Please stay in touch. I want you to let us know how you're doing. But yeah, you know, we're thinking about you, mate. We really are. And I hope you can. I'm not doing a Friday. I'm not doing a live stream this weekend. I'm doing a Lacosa video. But yeah, I'll be back probably maybe next week. I'll maybe do a live stream. It'd be nice to see you in there, Stephen. So you stay strong, buddy. And like I said, we're all thinking about you. We really are, mate. Thanks for doing that, Chris, by the way. For next time then, which console turned your head away from computer gaming? For me, it was the original PlayStation. I still had an Amiga 1200 at the time, which I still use, but I found gaming moved to the telly. I'm exactly the same, Chris. I didn't own a Mega Drive until, I don't know, 2000, something like that. That's when I started kind of collecting stuff. And it was exactly the same. I'd had my Commodore 64, my ST, my Amiga, and then yeah, I got a PC, and we had like the Voodoo card, whatever it was called, and yeah, that looked amazing. But then this slab of grey plastic appeared in the living room under the telly, and there was Arcade Ridge Racer. It was like, wow, this was the thing that really just turned my head away from computer games. I still played the computer, but my main gaming was on the PlayStation. The sad thing is, I don't have a lot of love for the PlayStation now, which is sad, but I think it's because it was the pioneer moving away from 2D to 3D. Suddenly we had these games, you know, Tomb Raider with dinosaurs, and you know, it was like 3-dimensional, and Ridge Racer, it was, to my mind, it was arcade perfect. Yeah, looking at it now, it's not arcade perfect, but it gave it a good kick in, it really did. And just being able to play arcade games on what was a colossal TV, a 30-inch telly, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. But looking at it now, it's not aged well. It was a pioneer of these types of games, but I don't play it much now. But yeah, absolutely, Chris, for me, it would always be the PlayStation. ZX Renew, I enjoyed that, Al. All the best to Stephen. Thank you, mate. Down the rabbit hole. Hi Alan, you're obviously good to maintain your health with the running, but I know I've heard you sometimes describe the weather out there as miserable. So I've just got to ask, are there days you just can't be bothered, or situations where it's simply too damn cold to run? I'll be honest with you, Kev, I have turned into a lazy monkey. I am making excuses here. The job, starting a new job, did take it out of me for quite a few weeks. To the point that when I was coming home for work, I was doing a long day, I was coming home for work, and I just couldn't get my head into the right place for doing anything. And I've not been doing an awful lot. I mean, I don't think I've put on any weight. I don't think I have. I'm quite lucky that I don't really put weight on. But the plan is next year get back to proper running and getting out there. To answer your question, when I was running properly, 3 years ago, the weather didn't bother me, because anybody that's a runner will know when you're running, you're not cold. It doesn't matter how cold it is outside, you're not cold. The hardest part of running is stepping out the door. Well, it's not. Running itself is difficult, it's a challenge. But the hardest bit is taking that step, putting your shorts on, getting your shoes on, getting out the door. 3-4 years ago, the weather would not faze me at all. Right now, yeah, even if I was running a lot just now, I'd probably look out there and go, I'm not going out in that. It would have taken an exceptionally bad weather to make me not go out running. Now, if it's even spitting rain, I'm like, oh, it's too cold, I'm not going out. So I'm lazy at the moment, Kevin, but when I'm in my mojo, and I do hope to get back to that next year, the weather doesn't bother me at all. Secondly, to get back to retro gaming, did you ever play multiplayer in dial-up? That was my first ever multiplayer. I did indeed. The first game I think that I really got into on dial-up was Virtual Pool on the PC, and I ended up, in fact, here's an anecdote. There was I played a guy on Virtual Pool, and you could kind of talk, like a chat room sort of thing. And I ended up finding out that the guy that I was playing against, Chris, what's his name? Not Chris Watson. He was a famous darts player. I think he's now a pundit. And I got talking, and we were saying, oh, what is it you do for a job? And I said, oh, I work in an office. And I goes, what do you do? He goes, I play darts. And I said, oh, is that a full-time job? He went, yeah, I'm a darts professional. Chris somebody, I can't remember his name, but I met him. I was playing him at Virtual Pool, quite interesting. But then I met a guy online, a guy called Mark, and we became good friends. And Mark's been at my wedding, I've been at his wedding. We're now good mates. I mean, Mark lives down in London, but yeah, we met basically through Virtual Pool. And the funny thing is, it played fine. It played absolutely fine. There was never any lag or anything, so go figure. Thirdly, I may have asked this before, but have you ever been interested in trying a Pokemon game, and if not, why not? Honest answer, Kev, nope, and I'm not interested. I just look upon a game that I look upon certain games as like childlike, and I look upon Pokemon as a child's game. I know it probably is a good game. I mean, my daughter plays it. She's got a couple of Pokemon games for the 3DS, and she loves Pokemon, but I've never played it, and to be honest with you, I've got no interest in it. It might be a great game. Unless you can convince me otherwise, tell me what one I need to play that's going to change my memory. And finally, is it my imagination, or have the good old days of pick up and play games gone away? Because now even indie games just seem too complicated. Yeah, that's partly true, Kevin. But like I says, Jeff Minter, as long as Jeff Minter continues to make games, I will still continue to play them. I mean, the game I'm playing most of at the moment is Grid Runner and Goat Up on the PlayStation 4. He's got a new game coming out, I can't remember what it's called. It's basically Grid Runner-y, style game with amazing pyrotechnics and sound. But yeah, I mean, pick up and play games are the ones that I like. I think pick up and play games tend to be on mobile devices now. But as you say, yeah, and that's why I think I'm bored of the whole first person shooters. Anytime you return to a game, you've got to take time to get into the controls and remember what you need to do. And that's why when games like that remake, what's it called, Ghosts and Ghouls or something, Demons and Ghosts or Demons and Ghouls, I can't remember, the one that I did a video of a few weeks ago, it's awesome. I mean, it's simple, you know where you are, jump, fire, run left and right, jobs are good in. So yeah, these old style games are the ones that I'm always going to play, and hopefully people will still continue to make them. Fortunately, with like indie devs, they're still going to make them. But as you say, even some of the new independent games now, they're sort of getting a bit more complicated. But anyway, Kev, thanks for the question, buddy. Boulder Dash C64, thanks for the waffle. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching this over breakfast. You're very, very welcome, Squire. William White, told you, should have drove down. Trains in Britain are more hassle than they are worth. You could have got up at a sensible time, stopped and had some breakfast. That'll be me told then, eh? But you know what, William, you're absolutely right, and if I was to go down to Birmingham again, I would definitely take the car. Country Road is classic waffling, 10 out of 10 would watch again. Oh, bless you, thank you very much, Squire, hope you're well. Batman, nice waffling as always, sir. Like you, I've recently received a Mega Drive Mini. I've been caught up with it and I'm finding it very enjoyable. It got me thinking which other systems could and indeed should have the miniaturizing treatment. I'd like to see an Amstrad CPC Mini and possibly an MSX2, though I doubt we'd ever see those. How about you? Yeah, unless you were to, I don't know. I mean, you could get what you could do if you're really desperate for an Amstrad Mini. Get yourself a GX4000 because that is effectively an Amstrad Mini. There's some really clever guys. One of the guys I can't remember, is it Phantom? I think it is. He does watch my channel. He is very, very clever, and what he does is he basically converts Amstrad CPC computer games to run using the little gamepad. Which I have to say, the gamepad on the GX4000 is utter shit, but I don't think you can use anything else. If you can, let me know. CPC, MSX, I was never really a big MSX fan. Minis, I mean, they're bringing out a PC Engine Mini, but the thing is, the PC Engine is tiny anyway. But I suppose the whole point of it is not so much the miniaturization, it's the fact that you're getting built-in games, and the PC Engine is probably my favourite console of that time. I prefer it. I do love the Mega Drive, I do love the SNES, but if it's down to the one that I play the most, it's the PC Engine. So they are bringing out a PC Engine, I think it's next year, that'll be interesting to see. I would like to see, as much as I've always condemned N64, and it's just down to the fact that it looks so crap in modern TVs, it would be interesting if they brought out an N64 Mini, and I'm sure that's going to happen, and it's got all the built-in games and it looks good through HDMI, then I probably would buy one. I think I would. I mean, right now you can get an N64 and, you know, and the same with the PC Engine, get yourself an EverDrive cartridge. But, you know, if you want to do it the legal way, then the Mini would be the way to do. So yeah, an N64 one I think would be wonderful, and I suppose the PC Engine one would be nice as well. So thanks very much for your questions, but Doug Scullery, question for Waffle. Go back to Christmas Day 1985 and tell us how you'd spend your perfect day. Favourite game, favourite movie, favourite TV, favourite Christmas music, etc. Oh man, yeah. I mean, I'm older than most people. There's a lot of people older than me, but I'm older than most people who play video games, I would say. So I don't have any real Christmas gaming memories as such, because I didn't get any games bought from me. Well, my mate and I used to swap games. But yeah, an ideal Christmas for me, I mean, 1985, and I probably got up, opened my Christmas presents with my mum and dad. I would have probably gone on my computer for a wee while, played the computer, played a bit of international soccer, bit of Way for the Exploding Fist. Favourite movie? There's quite a few. Because I'm older and my mum and dad were obviously older than, all you guys' parents. Stuff like, is it Meet Me in St. Louis with Judy Garland, It's a Wonderful Life, Wizard of Oz, Sound of Music, all these films. But my favourite Christmas movie, programme, whatever, bar anything, is The Snowman. The Raymond Briggs, The Snowman. It was on Channel 4 every year from, I don't know when it started. And I used to think, what a lot of crap, I've got no interest, this is boring. Then I think it's when my daughter was born, I watched The Snowman, and there was just something that completely resonated with me. When I watch The Snowman, even now, it takes me back to being a child at Christmas. The magical, looking out the window and it's snowing, looking at snowflakes falling down, wanting to go out and build a snowman, and of course, I'm going to say spoilers, I'm sure you've seen The Snowman, and then he gets taken away on this magical ride. He goes to meet Santa Claus, he goes to Greenland, or the North Pole I should say, and then ultimately, he gets taken back to his house and he goes to his bed, and in the morning the snowman's gone. And it's as much as people think it's a child's cartoon, it's actually quite hard hitting. I mean, I think Raymond Briggs, I'm sure I read an interview how he said that, the point of The Snowman wasn't to be a happy thing, it was all about that children have got to get used to death, whether it's a pet, whether it's a parent, a grandparent, a sibling, whatever, so it's got a quite dark overtones, but The Snowman is wonderful. So Christmas would not be Christmas without The Snowman. Dare I say the Queen's Speech, how relevant that is nowadays, but it's part of tradition. We would always listen to the Queen's Speech, and then, like I said, we'd sit and watch the big blockbuster movie. We would tuck into turkey. I mean, I'm not a big turkey fan, but back then, turkey was what you got. That's what you got. And just spending time. When I was younger, it would have been playing with my toys. After my Christmas dinner, I couldn't wait to play with my toys. My I never got a Skeletric set right enough. I got a train set. But yeah, sitting with my family, watching films and eating fruit, because, back in the 70s and 80s, fruit was quite expensive, so fruit was kind of a treat, whereas now we just accept it. You didn't get, the only time you get strawberries was in the summer. Now you get strawberries all the time. So yeah, that would be my kind of perfect Christmas dog. Just spending time with the family, watching, eating too much, opening my selection box, and just getting to see my grandparents as well. It was, I have a lot of happy memories of Christmas. I'm not a fan of Christmas so much now because I've lost my parents, and I've got my daughter. I mean, she'll be coming over on Christmas Eve and staying over to Christmas Day, and then going up to my sister. So yeah, that was lots and lots of happy memories. I mean, some of the best presents I got: Astro Wars, Evel Knievel, $6 Million Man, my grifter, my rally grifter. Oh man, that was coming downstairs on Christmas morning and just seeing the Christmas lights twinkling off the metallic red paint of the grifter. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. If somebody had given me a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini, I wouldn't have been any more happy, because to me, the grifter was my car. It was just beautiful. So thanks very much, Doug. And finally, Tony Walker, the top Netflix subscription has a lot of 4K stuff, mate. Have you got to pay for that, Tony? Have you got to pay extra for that? I think I did ask you that. I don't think you replied. Yeah, I'll definitely need to look into that, because make use of my 4K TV. So anyway, guys, I have prattled on quite enough. As always, I think I said, in fact, I don't think I did say it was going to be a short waffle, but as always, I tell lies, and it goes on and on and on. So I'm going to go and get my stuff together and head through to Falkirk. So Listen, thanks as always to everybody's support. Always appreciate it. You know, I'm not going to wish you a Merry Christmas at the moment because we've still got another waffle to come before that. And I'm recording a Christmas special with Lacosa tomorrow night, which will be getting put out next week, I think it's going to be. So, just finally, again, Stephen, we're all thinking about you, buddy. We really are. You know, I hope things improve with you. But please, you know, please keep in touch. Let us know how you're getting on, buddy. You know, we are thinking about you. Okay, guys, listen, have an ace weekend, and as always, thank you very, very much for watching.